Micron delivered some great news for stock market investors. I'm going to share with you those details here in this video. According to the management team, Micron's prospects look spectacular, but the stock price is following the day after the company announced the results. So let's dig into the details.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So one of the reasons why I found Micron stock to be very attractive here in 2025 is because more of its business is shifting towards the data center market, which is growing significantly and is expected to grow significantly for several years more. Micron saying that in fiscal year 2025, their data center business reached a record 56% of total company revenue with gross profit margins of 52%. So now you're getting a business more heavily weighted towards the data center market, and the profit margins in that industry are already at 52% and likely to move higher as the management team is forecasting a sequential improvement in profitability in the near term. Of course, I recommended Micron stock in January of this year as a buy, and it's up almost 100%, even though it's down following the earnings release. If you remember, I did an earnings preview video, and I told investors if you were interested in buying Micron stock, it would be better to wait until after the earnings announcement because the stock price had increased by so much already, and the valuation was getting rich. So if you were interested in Micron stock, I informed everyone that I thought there would be an opportunity to get Micron stock at a lower price after the earnings release. And I also said that I felt the downside was greater than the upside. So here we are the day after the earnings announcement, and the stock price is down by roughly 4%. And I'm not surprised by that decrease, even though the company reported what I think is a really strong quarter. The management went on to say that we are pleased to note that their HBM share is on track to grow again and be in line with our overall DRAM share in this calendar third quarter. So Micron is gaining market share. It's not just the industry overall that's increasing, which it is, but Micron is gaining share in an industry that's also growing. So a lot of positives there for Micron stock investors. Micron told investors that their HBM customer base has expanded and now includes 6 customers. They have pricing agreements with almost all customers for a vast majority of their supply in 2026, and they are in active discussions with customers on specifications and volumes for their next generation HBM4, and they expect to conclude agreements to sell out the remainder of their HBM calendar 2026 supply in the coming months. To break that down in simple terms, they're almost sold out of their HBM supply in 2026, and they expect to be sold out before it looks like the start of 2026. So in the next few months, they're probably going to sell out whatever remaining capacity they have for this product. That's great to hear, right? Imagine you're a business owner and going into the next year, you're already completely sold out of everything you think you can produce. That's a great position to be in, right? All your products are already accounted for. It then just becomes your job to produce these products effectively and efficiently, and you're going to have a great year in the upcoming year. You don't have to worry about demand for your products. The demand is already locked in, signed, sealed, and paid for. All you got to do is make sure you produce effectively and get these products to your customers. That's a great position to be in, and it's partly why I'm saying this is what a great quarter looks like. And it's easy for investors to look at the price reaction following a company's quarterly earnings release and assume that the company had a bad quarter because the stock price is down following the earnings release. But that wasn't the case here with Micron. This is more of a case of the company's share price was already up by so much going into the earnings release. So anything less than absolute spectacular blowout results was probably going to cause the share price to either be flat or come down a little bit. There was more downside going into these earnings release. By the way, this document I'm reading from is the conference call the management held with Wall Street analysts following their earnings release. I made this highlighted document available for my channel members, and you can join my channel for less than $5 a month. See the link in the description for all the benefits you get for joining my channel. It's not just these highlighted documents. This is just one of many benefits you'll get for joining our channel. So following the share price decrease, Micron is now trading at $160 per share. My intrinsic value calculation for Micron has it at $132 per share. Applying the margin of safety here, which I like to do at 5 to 10%, means this stock, according to my DCF calculation, is now slightly overvalued. But when I measure it on a forward price to earnings basis, it looks fairly valued or undervalued. So comprehensively speaking, I would say Micron stock is now fairly valued, and it's an excellent business in a category that I would love to be an investor inside. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.